Welcome to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice Aucoin, where we listen to and celebrate music from artists all over the Atlantic region and beyond. Let's get on the Atlantic Indie Roundabout right now.
Why am I here in this war? What's the fighting for? Do you know? Who put this gun in my hands? I killed a man. He died so slow. I've seen all the signs. This time I know that I'm not coming home. Oh God, I'm bleeding again. Oh, and well, it
That was Promised Land by good friend and all-round busy guy Ian McLaws. And before that, you heard Into the Fire. Both songs self-produced at his swanky home studio in Upper Sackville, Nova Scotia, and are the first two off of a full-length project he's currently producing. He spends many weekends playing around town either as a solo artist, a hired gun, or with his band Quicksilver, and I enjoy his production style, and we'll surely be hearing more from Ian as his project nears completion. Next up is an infectious and great song, Eiffel Tower, by Hey Rosetta alumni and now an established solo artist, Kinley. The song had a great run on the East Coast 30 show with Martin Hickey, and Eiffel Tower is a song all about coming to terms with a collapsing and failed relationship in arguably the most romantic city in the world, Paris. Check it out, and we'll be right back here in the Roundabout. Don't go away.
I should have known we would never work out. We were fighting at the Eiffel Tower in the city of love. I remember when it all turned sour. You just biked away. I was filled with all this rage, so far from home. I've never felt so all alone. But I don't wanna be alone tonight. I don't wanna be alone for all of my life. I know everything is connected, but not my heart and hatred. So I don't wanna be alone tonight. Est-ce que c'est une horoscope, c'est l'avenir? Yeah, I don't settle. I put my pedal to the metal, and at the end of the day we talk it out. I don't even know what we were fighting about. Doing from the beginning, I thought I said that this was just a fling, sleeping in the same bed. You never heard anything I said. But I don't wanna be alone tonight. I don't wanna be alone for all of my life. I know everything is connected, but not my heart and hatred. So I don't wanna be alone tonight. Surrounded by romantic language, but what you say I just can't translate. I thought we were forever, baby. I was living in another rose-colored daydream. I'll get away under someone new. I don't wanna be alone tonight. I don't wanna be alone for all of my life. I know everything's connected, but not my heart and hatred. So I don't wanna be alone tonight. I should've known we would never work out. We were fighting at the Eiffel Tower. I should've known. I remember when it all turned sour. I know everything is connected, but not my heart and hatred. So I don't wanna be alone tonight.
We're just getting started. Don't go away. We'll be right back with more of the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice O'Coin. You are listening to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice O'Coin.
Shows up in a doorway, gives her back her key, and he says, do I have any clothes here? Is there anything that belongs to me? She puts the key on the counter. She walks down the landing, and through bleary-eyed smiles, she hands him his things. Then he said, if you'd have said jump, I'd have said how high. If you'd have said jump, I'd have said how high. Take some memories. Bury some deep in his pocket. But there's a hole at the bottom, and she says nothing we can do to stop this. Puts his hat on backwards, and he looks deep in her eyes. With a kiss on her forehead, he tells her goodbye. Then she said, if you say jump, I will say how high. And if you say jump, well, I would have said, well, maybe don't push me, 'cause I just might. If you'd have said jump, I'd have said how high. If you'd have said jump, I'd have said how high. If you'd have said jump, I'd have said how high. And if you say jump, well, I would have said, well, maybe don't push me, 'cause I just might.
That was How High by Jeff Kennedy, and we have him right here on the line. And how you doing, Jeff?
I'm well, Maurice, man. Good to talk to you. Thanks for having me here, man. How you doing?
No problem. I've been trying to track you down for a while. The solo shows are kind of like the new bread and butter gigs.
I've really leaned into the sort of one-man band show that I've been trying to pull off where, I'm using gizmos and gadgets to try to fool you and trick you into thinking that you're actually listening to a 3 or 4 piece size band. So
Yeah, well, I've seen your show a couple times. In fact, in the pub down the road from where I live, and that was the first thing I was going to bring up is that you're not a one-trick pony. I mean, you actually do have quite a little array of gadgets and gizmos in front of you. You're getting to be a pretty good master on the looper, as plenty of guys are these days. I certainly not. I bought a looper, and I took it back 4 hours later, realizing that it was out of my scope. But everybody has their bag of tricks, I guess.
I think the biggest thing about what's different about my show is that by having all of those tools at my disposal, if I really wanted to, I could develop a songbook that's just, a little bit more unique than what some of our colleagues are out there doing, and sort of bring those audiences back to some songs that maybe they'd forgotten that they fell in love with.
Before we listen to your second song, and it's great to have you on the line, when did you write these songs?
So How High was written, I'd say probably in 96. The two songs actually, complement each other in the sense of, how I was sort of trying to grow as a songwriter. How High is, a very clear storyline. There's a very clear protagonist, very clear antagonist. There's a relationship that's fallen apart, and you're sort of taken by the hand and guided through that storyline. And the thing of that song is, if you've experienced what is happening in that song, then it can really hit you. The downside, though, is that if you've not really experienced that, it becomes challenging to relate to that. And so a friend of mine, he had sort of commented on some of my songwriting a little bit. He says, he kind of presented that very enigma. He says, like, these are well written and I like these songs, but just, nothing's really in these songs that can be interpreted. They're very, very clear. He says, if you think about some of your all-time favorite songs, so often that the songs can be interpreted by the person that's listening, and then that song, by that interpretation, can mean something more and mean something different to each listener from person to person.
Is that an accidental thing, or is that something you planned? Because sometimes you write a song concisely. I mean, your songs are very very well crafted and all that. But what is the chances that you write a song specifically without having a chance for interpretation? It's just you're telling a story basically.
Yeah.
And someone hears it and they don't hear that. They hear their interpretation of it. You can't convince them of it otherwise.
Yeah.
And I mean that's the je ne sais quoi of songwriting.
Yeah. It actually was how sometimes the second song that you're going to put on actually became a song, is that I intentionally challenged myself to sit down and try to write a song that wasn't entirely like, introduction of character, challenge is presented, overcomes challenge, and sometimes was born out of that. But at the same time, the thing about How High is that I wrote that song in 6 minutes, and beyond arrangement and beyond orchestration and production, it has not deviated at all from that original recipe that happened in 6 minutes. So two totally different experiences. How High was 100% done at the house by myself. There's only one thing in that song that's not me, and that's the drums. The drums were electronic. Thank you very much, Pro Tools. But everything else was me. Every voice that you hear, every bass note, every guitar, every lead, it's every acoustic, and it's all me.
You got a great show. You got the package, and it shows. Like I say, you're working 6 nights a week, folks. If they see your name around, just go in, see you play. Well, Jeff, thanks a lot for a few minutes of your time. It's been a great conversation, and we're going to play your second song, which is Sometimes.
Thanks a lot for having me on, man. It was good to chat with you guys.
See you at your next gig. Have a great day,
care.
Jeff.
Bridge, you think that you may jump, you wish that I would let you, but I'm calling up and I'm begging you to fly. Maybe it's just me, but I think there's nothing wrong with wanting to fake pretend with the memories in your life. Just try to be yourself. Everybody wants you to change. You put your heart upon the shelf every day. The wolves are around you, feeling surrounded. They all want a piece of you. You got nothing left to give. You turn off the lights and you drop to the floor. The demons you departed are knocking at the door. You're not scared, you just scared yourself sometimes. Looking at the day and turning off the sun, think you can see your house up here, but it never felt like home. Maybe it's just me, but I beg to understand how I became too involved. To give yourself a break from the screaming on the phone. And the wolves are around you, you're feeling surrounded. They all want a piece of you, but you got nothing left to give. You turn off the lights and you drop to the floor. The demons you departed are knocking at the door. You're not scared, you just scared yourself. You still recall the men we were? Baby, look at the boys we became, and just look at the mess we've made. You just try to be yourself when everybody wants you to change. You put your heart upon the shelf every day, every day. The wolves are around you, you're feeling surrounded. They all want a piece of you. You've got nothing left to give. You turn off the lights and you drop to the floor. The demons you departed are knocking at the door. You're not scared, you just scare yourself.
We'll be right back with the Atlantic Indie Roundabout here on CIOE 97.5 FM.
Hello, this is Woody Woodburn, and you are listening to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with Maurice O'Coin on CIOE 97.5 FM.
Boots touch the ground, eyes full of sand. You don't belong here. He won't shake my hand. I can't pretend nothing is wrong. So into the fire I must carry on. Same blood, same tears, all mine with less. Same sweat, same fears. I fight with the best, and I don't need a hero, 'cause I wear my own cape, and I stand with my family and accept my own fate. I'm a soldier. I'm a soldier, and so much more. We're fighting the odds. could swear on the Holy Bible that I'll find my truth. I swear that I'll be, I swear that I'll be, I swear that I'll find the answers inside of me. But none of this matters if I don't decide to search the seven seas, climb the tallest trees, but then always lose leads if I don't decide to believe the answers in me. I hope that you'll see, I hope that you'll see, I hope that you'll see there's a light shining bright inside me. I swear that I'll find the answer inside that I need. But none of this matters if I don't decide to search the seven seas, climb the tallest trees, but then always lose leads if I don't decide to believe the answers in me. Search the seven seas, climb the tallest trees, but then always lose leads if I don't decide to believe the answers in me. I've got to believe the answers in me. I've got to believe the answers in me. The answers in me. The answers in me.
You've just listened to I'm a Soldier by Woody Woodburn. Wow. Now that's a powerful song paying homage to those brave men and women who serve the country. Fantastic production in that one. It was followed up by his brand new single, The Answer, and both these songs are on his new EP, I Am Enough. Now check out Woody on YouTube. He's got a fantastic collection of songs, and he's no stranger to this show either. You won't be disappointed. Coming up next is one of my favorite artists, rockabilly country surfer music sensation Willie Stratton, with There She Was. That's a live track from the 2022 ECMAs. Now, I got to see him recently at Nova Scotia Music Week in Sydney, and it was a highlight for the weekend. After that, a really catchy track by one of Willie's best friends, actually, Carlton Stone, with Paper Cut. It's gotten heavy play in community radio in the entire region. Let's check them out, and we'll be right back.
paper cup, fighting for that morning rush. I've had enough, highway like a parking lot. See some dude, I cut him off. Impulse, I'm too tired to stop. He yells, I flip him off. I don't know, coming or going, I let go. Did anyone notice all my dreams are liquidate? Sell them for the price we pay. Always tall, a glass of water. Fuck California, complicated killing. No one ever calls your bluff. When I look back on my life, it feels just like a paper cut. Yeah, I don't know, coming or going, if I let go. Did anyone notice? I think I wanna get drunk, think I wanna get stoned, think I'll say something dumb so I can hang up the phone. Think I'll buy a new car just to drive in a ditch, rack up my credit card, pay it off when I'm rich. Yeah, as soon as you turn 25, they write you off. Societal violence and hate, son, no. Can't look in the mirror again, yeah, it's making me sick. They all had a dream, but they still selling it. You hate me, fucking up that bed we made. Wish I didn't bite my tongue, wish I never fell in love. You tell me to get alive, I say this one's bad enough. Every time I see you smile, it looks just like a paper cut.
We're not done yet. We'll be right back with more of the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice O'Coin. Join me, Maurice O'Coin, here at the Atlantic Indie Roundabout every Thursday night at 8 p.m. here at CIOE 97.5 FM and streaming to the world at www.communityradio.ca, where we'll be listening to and celebrating the music from independent artists from all over the Maritimes and beyond. Join me Thursdays at 8 p.m. here at CIOE 97.5 FM. You're listening to the Atlantic Indie Roundabout with me, your host, Maurice O'Coin. Now, let's get back to the show.
All right, sweater weather, one step forward, take one. Well, my eyes scan the room. What do I see? I see a fine young woman who's no good for me. I take one step forward, then you bring me 2 steps back. I need to find some way to let you go and put me back on track. Well, she's not right in the head, says everything is my fault. The temper on this woman is too much, pepper with a salt. I take one step forward, and you bring me 2 steps back. I need to find some way to let you go and put me back on track. Put me back on track. Damage is done and you say that you're all gone, but I see you everywhere that I am. It keeps me from moving on. I take one step forward, then you bring me 2 steps back. I need to find some way to let you go and put me back on track. question of motive in your works, but I can see through those eyes and it makes you a whole lot worse. I take one step forward, then you bring me 2 steps back. I need to find some way to let you go and put me back on track. Well, she's not right in the head, says everything is my fault. The temper on this woman, it's too much, pepper with her salt. I take one step forward, and you bring me 2 steps back. I need to find some way to let you go and put me back on track. I need to find some way to let you go, to put me back on track. Put me back on track.
That was good. That was good.
That was One Step Forward and Two Steps Back by Michael Butts, the jazz enthusiast, the project that is called. And we have him here on the line. And how you doing, Michael?
I'm doing pretty well, Maurice. How are you doing yourself?
Good. You're no stranger to CIOE and community radio around here anyway, in these parts. You've already had one of your songs with the Jammin' Through the Night band get into the Hall of Fame. Enough is Enough.
Such a real fun song when we wrote that.
Okay, well, let's discuss your activities here. So I guess you're a producer, songwriter, singer, pretty much everything.
Yeah, everyone says that, and I never know how to answer that correctly. I always go, yeah, and it's like, oh no, that sounds too not humble.
Well, no, I mean, it's good to wear a lot of hats, and you have a studio. You're doing great things. Your band, Jammin' Through the Night, was that a band that pre-existed to the Jazz Enthusiast Project, or is it the other way around?
They were like 4 months in the difference.
Oh, so they're both kind of running concurrent with one another sort of thing.
Yeah. I started doing this stuff, and funny enough, we started, and it was actually Jake and Nick that were my first 2 collaborators with my songs. And then what we did as a group together, we just did covers of songs, and we just post them on YouTube. So our biggest known one is probably In the Air Tonight. And then as soon as September hit, on our 4th cover, we did Rocket Man by Sir Elton John, and we were like, we should be a band. And so we decided, yeah, we're going to be a band. And then we were like, what are we going to name ourselves? Like, just Jake, Mike, Nick. And then Jacob, pulling the 200 IQ move, said, why don't we call ourselves Jammin' Through the Night? And then just had the JMN to represent the first letters of our names. And I was like, I like it. We'll stick with it.
Right on. So the project, The Jazz Enthusiast, that's purely a solo effort?
Yeah, it's a solo, and if I ever want someone like to be on it as an assistance, like anybody gets features, right? So,
well, we're going to feature your second song here shortly too. This is obviously a blues project.
Funny enough, I was trying to get into Barely's with Jammin' Through the Night, and I gave them all the songs and the recognition that we got from, local radio stations like the Q's East Coast segment, CKDU, and of course CIOE. And they go, oh yeah, we can imagine these songs, but we're going to have to decline you because you don't play blues. So I was like, well, I'll write blues then. I said to Nick, and I was like, all right, we're going to write blues. And he's like, okay.
How many projects are you involved with? I mean, that's 2 entities. You have Jammin' Through the Night. You have the Jazz Enthusiast.
I mean, I've been doing the Jazz Enthusiast since 2019. I have maybe 60 songs out from just being myself.
Wow.
My most known collabs are, of course, Jacob Hall, Nick Murray, one of my friends, Jason Filer from Miami, Florida. And that's just been going on since 2019 to, right now. But then with Jammin' Through the Night, well, and I've known Nick since high school, and I've known Jake since I was a kid. We're next door neighbors. So also as well, for anything project-wise, I did dabble with, Jesse Patrick's Brothers in Groove for a little bit. That was about 2 months. I was on bass. Also, I'm Brian Doucette's drummer.
Yeah, no, you're a busy man. You're doing a lot of work with a lot of people, and especially where you have a studio, you have commitments to other people, and you're always going to be spreading yourself thin, and there's nothing you can do about it. And you want to leave some time for yourself to write for your own art. We're going to play your next song, The Seasons Are Changing. Is that all you on that song?
This one, yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, there you go. So you're a one-man wrecking crew. We're going to check that song out now. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. I know you're busy, and thanks for giving us a couple of minutes of your time. It's been a pleasure having you on the show, and we're looking forward to hearing more music from Jammer Through the Night and the jazz enthusiast Michael Butts right here on the Atlantic Indie Roundabout. Have a great day, and let's listen to Seasons Are Changing.
Autumn leaves are turning. It no longer feels like June. I said the autumn leaves are turning. It no longer feels like June. Because the seasons are a-changing, and I wanna see them change with you. I need your love and affection, just as much as I give to you. I said I need your love and affection, just as much as I give to you. 'Cause the seasons are a-changing, and I wanna see them change with you. Alright. Temperature is dropping, time to wear your cardigan. Everything is pumpkin spice, or a little nitrogen. We'll hold each other close, you're the only one that knows. 'Cause when the seasons are a-changing, my affection ain't a-stranging. The autumn leaves are turning, it no longer feels like June. Yeah, the autumn leaves are turning, it no longer feels like June. 'Cause the seasons are a-changing, and I wanna see them change with you. I need your love and affection, just as much as I give to you. I need your love and affection, just as much as I give to you. 'Cause the seasons are a-changing, and I wanna see them change with you.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Atlantic Indie Roundabout. It's always a pleasure to bring you these shows, and we hope to have you along for the next one. But before we leave, we'd like you to check out this next song. It's the very latest and the second song we featured on the show by Mark Fahey and Minnie Grimace. It's a tune called Cruel. These guys are full-on collaborating some great music together right now, and from what we understand, there's more on the way. Keep it coming. And until next week, from our village to yours, take care of one another, stay safe, and good night.
Soon, honey. I got a lot of stuff I gotta take care of that help us out.
I love you.
I love you too. Stay strong, honey.
We're so cruel, so cruel. In the world we share, damage beyond repair. We're so cruel, so cruel. In the world but it's hard to stay on the right path when the world's been acting so damn hateful. And in my heart, it feels so painful. I wanna heal on my hope that I'm able. I'll let my enemies sit at my own table and talk over meals given with the same ladle. In my mind, this is how it should be. Killing over nothing is a shitty way to be. Nothing, not even air comes free. It could cost you a G, and I mean literally, to put a cost on life. After you fight your whole life trying to keep on the lights. So just know that your future is bright and be your own hero. You don't need no man in tights. We're so cruel, so cruel. In the world we share, damage beyond repair. We're so cruel, so cruel. In the world we share, damage beyond repair. Don't let them tell you what you can't do. If it's dreams that you chase and make them come true. To the people who say you can't, sounds like they never took a chance. I would do this if I only had 2 fans. Rotten teeth and I'm eating up the food bank. Damn right I want a band, look at you man. How the hell you gonna judge on a person up and coming trying to make it out the dumps? Only judge you on the bad and never for the good. 95% of us are misunderstood. We refuse to help others the way we should, and we would rather laugh than help them get on the right foot. Like damn, why are we so cruel? A bunch of animals treating the world like it's a zoo. I refuse to follow the hate. I would rather see everybody do great than to follow the snakes. Yo, this world's a cruel place. You gotta be stronger than it to survive here. You gotta keep on pushing and keep on thriving. It's the only way. If not, it's gonna chew you up, spit you out. So let's go. We're so cruel.